Now to our GMA cover story. Those teenagers taken off a plane because of a peanut allergy. They were traveling all alone from Atlanta to the Philippines, stranded overseas. Amy's back with that story for us.
That's right. Good morning, guys. Those teenage brothers were on their way to visit their father halfway around the world when they were stranded at the airport because the airline was not willing to accommodate a life-threatening allergy.
I was very shocked and almost in tears.
Pooja Patel is still shaking after two of her sons were removed from a flight and stranded in a foreign country, all because her oldest son suffers from a serious, potentially life-threatening peanut allergy.
It was the most stressed out I've ever been.
The two oldest boys, aged 15 and 16, returning home to Manila on their own from a trip to Atlanta. The boys taking Delta Airlines to Seoul, South Korea, alerting the airline ahead of time about the peanut allergy.
On Delta flights, we typically don't have any issues.
But boarding the flight to Manila on Delta's partner Korean Air, the boys say the flight crew told them that peanuts would be served and that they could either risk being exposed to peanuts or get off the plane. The boys told their parents the airline agents coaxed them off the flight.
No one should have to go through this.
According to the Patels, the teens pleaded with the airline's agents, two of them pictured here, offering to sit in the back of the plane with the eldest boy wearing a mask. But they say the Korean Air agents refused. The boys eventually flying back to Atlanta. The family now filing a complaint with Korean Air.
When you're sitting halfway around the world and your children are stranded at an airport because they got kicked off of a plane because of a food allergy, you know, it's a punch in the gut.
Korean Air releasing a statement to ABC News saying, Korean Air sincerely apologizes to Mr. and Mrs. Patel and their sons. We are reviewing this incident and will strive to create a better customer experience. Over 5 million children under the age of 18 have food allergies. Peanuts, along with milk and shellfish, are the most common.
I think the call to action here, is for us to raise awareness on how airlines could do a little bit better to ensure they're minimizing the risk for certain passengers with allergies.
Meanwhile, Delta has also reached out to the Patels and apologized for their ordeal. It also refunded most of the airfare, but the family says they just want Delta to work with their international partners for increased awareness and sensitivity. Robin.
I don't think that's asking too much. All right, Amy. Let's bring in now Dr. Jen Ashton. So what are the medical implications here?
Well, I think first of all, we have to realize we're talking about 1 in 25 children with a food allergy. So the chance of one of those kids being on the plane is high. There can be a spectrum of severity in terms of food allergies, ranging from some mild respiratory issues and hives to anaphylaxis, which is a life-threatening allergy. And I think we need to realize that some of these allergens are airborne. They could be contact on surfaces and in the food that's served on these airlines. And once you hit 35,000 feet, if you get into trouble over the Atlantic Ocean, that is a major problem.
That's true. So what are your options if you're flying with an allergy?
Well, listen, this hits home for me because I have life-threatening food allergies. So I think there are some things that people could and should do. Number one, check with the airlines because every airline is different in terms of what type of provisions or accommodations they make. I think it's always a good idea to inform the person sitting next to you, especially if you have such a severe allergy that it can be airborne. Carry an emergency allergy kit on board. Don't check that bag. These are my epinephrine auto injectors, and I also travel with oral steroids and Benadryl, which is very similar to what we would give in an ER. And then bring your own food and wipes. I mean, I think you can never be too cautious. And again, I think it shouldn't take a major medical tragedy for an industry like the airline industry to get up to speed on
What's
this.
the emotional toll?
I think that's an important question, Robin. No one with allergies likes to feel like they're inconveniencing other travelers. They can feel, a stigma, self-conscious and guilty about any kind of inconvenience. But this is life-threatening, and there's a fear factor involved as well.
I was just on a Delta flight from Edmonton, and the announcement was made that there was somebody on board, and we would not be serving peanuts. We got Cheez-Its.
There you go.
They did. They passed out Cheez-It crackers.
That's better for everyone.
I don't know about that. That's another story. But thanks, Jim.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.